All right. Hello, everybody. We are. Oh no. Don't show me that. You ever just flashback to like a week ago when you're stuck in the infinite uh, zone? Anyway, we're not stuck in the infinite commander zone today. Um, Today we are checking out Kyle Neal's core set cube.
I have to know what's up with the Corsair Cube.
Yeah, I'm. So here's my thoughts of what the core set cube is going to be. I think it has to play better than the name implies.
I feel like it has to, right? Like,
It just has to.
because the name implies that it plays really
Garbage,
bad.
garbage.
Completely trash.
Absolute garbage. Oh, messes up. Thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. Um, like, so to talk about this cube before we get into it, the core set cube is a 540 card cube. Has to be because it's on Magic Online. They don't allow 360 cubes. They just have the infrastructure for 540. That is from 7th edition forward to current day. This includes 7th edition, 8th edition, 9th edition, 10th edition, M10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, Origins, and then all of the new Magic 2021, etc. Those era ones.
Any number of 20s in sequence.
Yeah. So it is from 7th edition forward. What this means is like your first thought might be like, well, how low power is this going to be? Like, well, I could draft a blue deck with Counterspell Mana Leak. You know, that's 7th edition, 8th edition right there. How powerful the creature is going to be. Okay, unless we grab Titans, which I feel like Titans are going to be like, I feel like a Titan is literally like just an auto pick card if you see that. I don't know.
Titans, Baneslayer, Thragtusk, a couple of other the Souls of, which are okay.
Yeah.
Not as strong as those other cards, but they are strong and limited.
But the idea is that it is a set, a cube made out of only core set cards. I don't know. I have not seen any gameplay from this. I saw maybe a half dozen cards on the card list in the article that talked about it. The article that talks about it, if you just like literally Google core set cube, I'm not going to pull it up for this because it's not worth going over in here. It talks about the different archetypes, but it's kind of hilarious to see like, here's Reanimator. Use your Merfolk Looter and Zombify to revive a garbage 6/6 demon. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess if Blood Moon is in this cube is bad. I'm just gonna say that flat.
Like, I also don't. There weren't even that many. They rarely print fixing cards in core sets, right?
So our fixing should be Pain Lands.
Ugh, gross.
Check the like buddy check, whatever you call the M10 duels, Sun Petal Grove and friends. I think you can have some temples from the most recent one.
Regardless, dual lands and non-basics aren't actually very common in core sets.
You could have Ursula land, but that would be literally 3 individual cards in a 540 card cube. So
yeah,
very
unlikely.
I would not expect that. That doesn't make any sense. But I do expect like reasonably stronger decks than I would think, but still like much weaker than even like Modern Cube would provide.
Yeah, that's my assumption as well. This is probably, honestly, this is probably on power level as like a specific standard format being presented as a cube.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm interested to see what it looks like, what we're gonna see out of it, what opponents will a lot of course planeswalkers of varying power. I disagree with the assessment of varying power because that implies highs and lows instead of just lows. Um,
There's one I can think of that actually is rather powerful off the top of my head.
like I could think of Garrick
They're pretty much
5.
they're more or less all from Origins though.
Yeah, but like what? We're gonna have some powerful planeswalkers. I'm thinking Garrick.
But not many.
I'm thinking Ugin. I'm thinking. I think every Liliana sucks because we're gonna get like Liliana. You would be like Liliana of the Swamp Liker, that like horrible one that nobody liked.
Oh, the one that they actively consider a huge mistake in printing, both for being a bad planeswalker and being horribly off theme for Liliana.
Yeah, just terrible. We get Liliana Last Hope, I think, and that one's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Titans are from a core set, yes. So are things like Thundermaw, Hellkite, Baneslayer Angel.
There are powerful creatures in core sets.
So,
Not an enormous number, but there are some very powerful ones in core sets.
yeah. So yeah. I want core set cube Phantom Draft League. I never want to touch this button ever again.
We're going into this fully expecting this to be kind of not that great, but hoping that it's better than we think.
Yeah, like setting my bar low and then letting it surprise me if it does. The thing is, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming off of last week, the last draft I did being Commander Legends, and like, I don't think I can have an experience worse than that.
That's fair, yeah. At least this one will probably take like 2 hours.
2 hours, right? Like, this can't be like an hour and a half mahjong break in the middle. Like,
hey, I'd be down for it though if you did.
Same, I'd be all right with that. I've been having a real good time with that. All right. Core set Phantom draft. Let's jump on in. Yeah, I put that video up today and had somebody comment like, "Oh, a 7-hour video. This must be multiple like it's one." It's like, yes, it is. So yeah. Removal should be like reasonable.
Oh, right. I normally wouldn't do this, but I feel like you would appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this real quick. Hold on. There we go.
Ooh, yes. That's a good addition to the set.
Mm-hmm. Sawa.
But yeah, removal should be fine. You know, like Doomblade is still the card that things get compared to, even though it hasn't been printed in 7 years.
Yeah.
Like
Doomblade is probably going to be like the most common. Well, no, because it's Singleton on cube, right? So
yeah, but like
there's only going to be one Doomblade in here. God, removal's going to suck.
Well, it's gonna be like Doomblade Murder. Was Terror 7th edition? Well, Terror was 10th edition no matter what. Terror exists in here. So.
The main reason why I think it's going to suck is while there's probably going to be individually good ones, it's not going to be that many total, as it's a Singleton format in a draft where you can only get one each.
Right. Like Bolt's really strong, but you only get one bolt.
You can only get one bolt. You can only get one shock. You can only get so on and so forth, you know?
Yeah, and there's not like replacement shocks because this is a core set. Alright. So my rule, my thoughts, my thing is I think Titans or Titan level threats win over oh boy. You want a Titan
Mascaworm
threat.
and Sorin and Hornet Queen are three actually very real picks.
Okay, I see Titan level threat. I see Um,
That Soren's probably too expensive, but the Hornet Queen and Massacre Worm are actually appropriate for
yeah.
their.
Masker Worm is a card that can just win games of limited, and this
Absolutely.
looks like look at this. Creature that dies to it, creature that dies to it, creature that dies to it, 5 creatures that dies to it, creature that dies to it, creature that well,
We've actually talked about before that Massacre Worm was when it first came out, it was just in the extremely unfortunate land of there being even
Titan.
more messed up
So
creatures that came
so
around it.
not only did Masker Worm exist in the time of Titans, it existed in the time of Wormcoil and Consecrated Sphinx.
Yeah,
So and it was still pretty cool.
yeah.
Um
It was just like one step below all of those in power
oh,
level, and
I guess we get these from M20.
it's really good.
This is I feel like this is our best start direction. We find black, we find this, we find some things to go with it. Um in this pack I really like Liliana Spectre, Liliana Proper, Terror, Thragtusk, Rampant Growth are all really nice things. Green
I
black would
also
be a
like
nice
Sword of the Animist.
Sort of the Animist is nice if we actually do have some early game creatures to throw down on.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Um
grab it, but I would love to see that back. Although I highly doubt that we will, because it fits in any deck,
yeah, you
any deck that
are
has small creatures.
I wish this Liliana was better.
If I remember right, this Liliana's main thing is that when she flips, you still have the 2/2.
Yeah,
Like,
you still have the 2/2. So I'm thinking we keep in black, even though I like the green in here a lot. Rampant Growth and Thragtusk are both powerful bits. Like, um, Spectre and Terror are also like just power. Like, I could end up in a pretty nice control shell. Pick up this
mhm.
Terror and just be like, let's play control. Maybe that's fine. Think think the Liliana might have been a little better because like we might be being like that might push somebody in a direction. I like Nissa. This Jace is fine. Ooh, this is the Hell Terror, right? This is
Maybe this cube has a thing
the
where
creatures
it
are
actually,
huge.
yeah, it might have actually leaned in on making the core set cube based off of basically every creature is like a rare or better from the core sets.
Well, also like
Because like,
it's
look
just
at this pack. This is
yeah.
full of rares.
What do you feel here? I like the idea of Nissa because I like black green as sort of a setup.
I
Uh,
always like black green, but the
um,
problem with this is the only thing I don't like about the Nissa here. Still think it's probably your best choice. Is Nissa herself can only grab forests.
okay, what if I grab Persuasion then and go into blue black control?
That's also fair. That is a heavy color investment pick.
Let's try it. Let's see what the blue black control looks like as far as like a realistic escape shift. How you doing? There's like a couple scape shift combos possible. Basically, you need to have a copy of Field of the Dead for this card to do anything.
Demon of sorry. Demon of Catastrophe is actually is that the one that they that looks like that's the one that they might have mentioned as part of the blue black reanimator plan.
No, it was one that was like you could sack 3 creatures as its
As an
cost. Was
alternate
the
cost.
yeah
Gotcha.
Heal from Reality. I kind of like just picking up Ether Adept. The green here is okay. I'm not really impressed with like Goblin Wizardry. I don't think Python Needle has enough targets outside of like walkers.
Yeah.
The Tides, Elvish Archdruid.
Rada. What symbol is that? That's the Origins one, isn't it? No, Magic Origins is different.
This is from 21, right? Like this is really recent.
I don't remember really. Like I've lost track of the symbols at some point, the expansion symbols.
Yeah, I can just go with the Felwar Stone.
Belwar Stone
I think
always functions.
yeah, like yeah, Felwar Stone is fine. As like we do have some pretty hefty things that we want to get up to. It might not fix, but 2-drop rocks are always powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Dread Presence, Knight of Infamy. Somebody's got like the mono red deck that looks. I saw Stoke the Flames to go with Ball Lightning there. Um, I like Knight of Infamy. It's just me really liking that card. I don't know if that's like if I really want to have a 2-drop as far as like what we're doing, but
I don't think there's anything wrong with having a 2-drop, especially if
mm,
it's a pretty powerful 2-drop. 2-mana 3/2 on the attack by itself, and pro white is relevant.
yeah. Binder Mage. Oh, this cycle. Yeah.
Oh, the weird, yeah,
Color Hate. This is
enemy the color
Life
heck.
Bane Zombie and such were from
Mhm.
this. I just grab like Rupture Spire to try to fix up a little bit. Again, the mono red players actually got a reasonable amount of stuff as we've seen. Don't pick this card. Um, I remember this was broken last time I played it, and that was about a month and a half ago.
Consul's Lieutenant. Did the Renown just not
It
function?
yeah, it just failed to.
Darksteel, Colossus, and Azusa Lost But Seeking. Turn the right, Grim Return.
Maybe red is more open than I like. I don't know.
Not sure.
I don't think there's tinker level things. If there is, I can just persuasion it. Grim Return. Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of green still making it around.
Yeah,
And yeah,
maybe black green was extremely the correct choice.
and
Whoops.
again, I'm still seeing the mono uh, red player looking really happy. That's a lot stronger than I expected. Um, okay. I'm gonna grab this Thrag Tusk.
I like our black still. I don't think black was wrong. I just think that maybe
Nah.
trying to go into blue over green was the mistake.
We'll see how that works, because right now the only green card I really care about is Thrag Tusk.
Yeah.
These
I
other
mean, Heroic
two.
Intervention's a good, actually, like one of the few genuinely very good combat tricks, I think, too.
Yep.
Because, blank whatever your opponent's doing, period.
At the very least, I feel fine having, like, Rupture Spire will function no matter what. And, like, having something on the level of Massacre Worm is very good. So.
Yeah.
I hold Rager really high as far as, like, cards I like. Palaka Worm.
Palaka. Hmm.
Fetters, Palaka Worm. Whirler Rogue, that card's always really good. Remove Soul. If I want the green to go with this, the Palaka Worm would be a pickup. Oh. Or.
All lands become 2/2 creatures until end of turn. They're still lands. Oh my. Oh my. Okay.
So it's a 9-mana win the game combo.
That is a 9-mana win the game combo, and even if you don't immediately win the game, you did just get in them and drain like all of their health.
Yeah. Do I want to try and table that or just grab it right now? Because if I grab the Palaka and then just table the Affinity.
You'll probably table the Affinity. That's a pretty narrow card. You're the one who has the combo piece with it, and Palaka
Yeah.
Worm is likely not coming back. Chord of Calling, Fire Arena.
Fire Arena.
I'm liking this set of set of cards a lot more than I thought I would.
Hangerback Walker.
Hangy Bee is nice, yeah.
Hangy always does well. Even looking at, like, again, the mono red option, Stormblood Berserker's no chump. I'm sorry, hold on. This was in the last pack.
What was it?
Yes, I remember it. I remember seeing it because we were talking about how all the creatures were rare, and this was one of the creatures in the pack when you mentioned all the creatures were rare.
I thought it was Night Exemplar that was in
You know,
there.
Night Exemplar was right next to it. It was Night Exemplar and Leonid Warleader right next to each other.
What? Hold on. Okay, Corset Cube card list.
I'm gonna grab the Fire Arena here because I like the Fire Arena. Sylvan Ranger would also be okay, but I like the Fire Arena. Oh, well, too late for Urborg. It's a cube, so I assume it doesn't have dupes. That's like by definition.
Leonin Warleader, right?
Yeah.
It only shows up on the list once.
Okay, so there's something wrong with the cube then.
Yeah.
So this will happen if a cube is too small, but the cube reports that it's 540, which is the size that you don't have dupes on. So I'm not sure what the problem is.
Maybe they took something out of the cube that wasn't functioning and then didn't replace it.
I'm just fine with the black I have, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
Like, just get a lot of... Ooh, this was a cool card. There was an era where they were trying to do better Tormenting Voice, and this was one of the neat ones.
Oh, the one, yeah, discard land for 1 and draw 2.
There was a card in here, in this set, that was like Chandra's Goggles or something like that, that like doubled the spell cast off it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the best bits with it.
Crucible, Molten Birth. I remember stupid Molten Birth M14 combo shit.
I don't have it. I hate having
Walking Young Pyromancer was an M14 as well, if I remember right.
Yes.
So you just like had both of those and you get 3 elementals every time, and if you won the flip, you kept on doing it.
Yeah. Seeing Pillage is pretty hilarious. Treetop Village is a pretty goddamn real card.
Mm-hmm.
I grab Rex Sage because I feel like that's something I always like having around. Rancor. Good old Fireball. Beacon of Destruction. I don't care about this one. There's like an Enchantress bit in here.
Yeah, Enchantress, if I remember right, that's likely because that there was just an era where they wanted to make white very enchantment heavy in the core sets. I distinctly remember this being like a major theme in M13 and M14 especially.
Yeah.
The ones right before they reintroduced, in quote, slivers.
Wow, our colors are all gone here, huh?
Sure are.
Okay, good. Grab the Palladium Mirror.
It's a 3 mana rock that could attack sometimes.
What are you doing in here?
Oh, the Cavill Sorin. The extremely off-model Sorin.
This card can't function. It's missing all the cards that made it real. This card can function, though. So can this. So can this. The red in here is really nice. I'll have to keep that in mind, that the red is a lot better than I gave it credit for. Hey, alright.
Good to see it.
Don't hate to see that either.
Hanger back coming back is nice to yeah, that's good.
Also,
this red is super... Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah, this thing's fine, too. This is like, reach death touch.
Whenever another creature dies. That's... I mean, hey, you have that down when Massacre Worm and the combo happens. Alright.
Okay, let's...
It's looking more like, actually, maybe there just was a real surprising lack of green in those last couple packs, because you're getting real green cards back on the wheel.
Strong white I'm seeing as well.
Mm-hmm.
That Sublime Archangel's way better than you'd think. Fine with this low of a curve. We'll have to work a little bit on the threes. Probably don't want to over sit on those. I'm really happy that we got the combo.
Yeah, same.
Big fireball,
I
hide that.
I am impressed with the cube being better than I thought. At the same time,
Core sets are, I guess, deeper than expected, right? Like, I mean, in the
yeah,
sense
and
that,
but at the same time, it also feels a whole hell of a lot just like the modern cube.
yes.
That's the other thing. Like it doesn't really stand out as that much over it.
Send an Evan car. Yeah, here's the mana link, as I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Seaborn Muse. Door to Nothingness. I don't hate the idea of just having a Send an Evan car. The only card it really doesn't work with would be Hornet's Nest.
Yeah, and that only because that kills the hornets afterwards.
Yeah. Llanowar Elves is also basically the other option in here. As like a reasonable way to ramp up.
There is nothing wrong with picking Llanowar Elves. Pretty much, there's never
Yeah.
anything wrong with doing that.
Especially because like we do have a couple things I want to be doing on like getting in on later turns.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope to see the Evan car back, but I feel like I do want the ramp here. I kind of want. I know we passed up rampant growth. I'd want to see a couple other effects like that. Like this is nice to see. Cavalier of Thorns and Case on Titan. Damn.
Yeah.
Pack 3 is not what I wanted to see a Titan.
Wrong Titan, really. Of course, this is like if you the other two Titans, the two Titans you could play easily are extremely win the game Titans.
Yeah.
Hard to beat Grave and Primetime in limited.
This
It's
is
hard to beat Primetime ever, but
this is only problem is that she starts low loyalty. Thinking about this Cavalier. Yeah. It's a lot of green. This thing's really strong. Cultivate also is just us getting up to these plays easier.
You do have big, expensive, and color-hungry cards.
So like,
Cultivate's not bad.
You know, let's try to fix up for those, and we can hopefully like Fertile Ground can help us with that too. This is actually really good for that. Hey, there's a Field of the Dead. We're not gonna be able to make use of it. We're not gonna have enough land names, but if it makes it back around, I will pick it and see if we can do it because we have the scape shift.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Primal Might is like the big X fight thing, but I really want to fix and ramp in this. Liliana's. Oh, this is the draw 4 and then 4 named demons.
Draw 4 for 5 mana still, and like you can just ignore the ladder thing.
Yeah.
Because like draw 4 for 5 is powerful. You know,
yeah.
Opportunity cost 6.
I also got this.
Oh, it's Rejuvenator.
Which is effectively like a Wood Elves.
Mm-hmm.
Again, trying to get us up to... I don't feel like I'm too hard on draw because I already have Phyrexian Arena and Read the Bones.
That's fair.
So I'm going to try and get just mana fixed for the high.
Ooh, now we're talking. That's excellent to see.
Yeah, okay.
When you only have like 2 game-ending threats in your deck, having a Fauna Shaman makes that much more reasonable.
That all of a sudden makes Rejuvenator look better and such too. Like,
mm-hmm.
Would like to see like Zombify back around then, as that would actually be.
Jor-El. Second card each turn. I mean, that's Fire Arena and that together just mean that you have cats every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Vivek to Sesmati. Huh.
Check out Goblin Time. Or Will of the Wisp.
Eternal Blocker, Will of the Wisp.
Alright, Joriel. It only works with the Fire Arena, really?
It basically only does, it's true. But when it does, it's a permanently on thing.
Oh, actual, what else? Actual threaten. Ha. Talk about some old cards right here. Like, the honest to God, like, oldest versions of these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 7th edition. It was a set. It was a weird set.
One of the oldest infinite mana win conditions right here. This is the
Ambassador Laquatus.
Yeah, this is the win condition on your like World Gorger combos, if I remember right. You would make infinite mana tapping all your lands, having World Gorger bring all your lands back and forth out, and then you just mill them.
Mm-hmm.
Door to nothingness. Didn't get the Evankar.
Seedborn Muse is kind of... You don't really have anything that works with it. Fallen Angel is a 5-mana 3/3 flyer.
I'll take this.
Cavalier of Thorns coming back is nice, yeah.
I will also take this. This is one of my favorite white cards. This is like one of the best removal spells and production spells ever printed. This is like White Shock, but better. It's very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, it's snowing.
Yeah, but he's done. He's not fighting anymore.
But your shoes,
yeah,
like, it's got to be cold.
Listen, it's honestly the armor was gonna make him even more cold. It's
yeah,
fine.
I know.
Okay, I feel like this deck is missing something, but I do like it still.
Yeah.
Mainly, the only card that gets stuff out of your grave is Cavalier of Thorns.
Yeah. All right. Let's put.
I wasn't expecting Rexer to come together or anything, but like any
well, we found
that Zombify.
The problem is we found Fauna Shaman in pack 3. Like,
yeah.
You know. All right, so we need to cut down like 4 out of these, and it's probably going to be stuff out of the low end.
I like your other ramp over Palladium Mirror.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Especially with how color hungry your top end is.
I refuse to cut Natural Affinity.
Agreed. 100% on board with that.
Refuse.
Hornet Nest doesn't have the problem with Evankar anymore, so you don't have to cut that, and it's a really good blocker.
That might be something I might want as like more of a sideboard bit.
That's actually fair though, yeah.
Like just something as like you throw this down against ground decks that have to attack there. I don't think I actually want Joriel.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Actually,
Fire Arena.
The only reason to include her is because she's a. Well, even then, she's a 2-mana 1/2. She's not a 2-mana 2/3 or anything.
Yeah. And then, like, do I include Rancor in my 13 creature deck?
No.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. Okay. We got ramp. We got some big things to ramp into. Hopefully, Massacre Worm just comes down and the game ends. You know.
I want to see Fire Arena like every game.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing that really makes this deck work.
All right. Let's go ahead and grab the Jungle Hollow and the Rupture Spire and add bait. 6. Actually, hold on. Mind groups. Sort by color.
You're actually slightly heavier green than black at this point.
Yeah, Massacre Worm's the big one, but like we have Cultivate Fertile Ground to try to like find the fixing for that. I think we have to respect like this stuff here. So, and also like turn 1 Llanowar Elf.
Yeah, you need to lean heavier green than the black.
All right. See how this plays. I'm actually really interested in this now. This feels like Like, to go lower power than modern cube, but still have like a
But still have some,
yeah.
and some iconic powerful cards in it too.
Yeah, we have to get that Master Worm kill. We just have to do it.
Yes, agreed.
If I can get that one game, like, beautiful, you know?
I think the thing that makes me cool with this is while there totally is chaff in this cube, it's not bad chaff.
Yeah, there's some weird chaff. Like, I don't know what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the vampire. Like, so Sorin was very good in Constructed for 3 months because it existed with Ixalan when there were some pretty powerful vampires to throw down.
Exactly, yeah.
And then
Ixalan vanishes, and then all of a sudden, this is worthless.
So the combo is this card, Masker Worm, -2/-2, all your opponent's creatures, and they lose 2 life. And all lands become 2/2 creatures.
Which then kills all of their lands. They drain a whole bunch of life because of Masker Worm. And then they lose. They lose because they just lost all their lands too. Primal Might, and this is not great. It's pretty bad, but it's acceptable on the back of Knight of Infamy and Primal Might, I think.
Basically.
Yeah, the fact that those are 2 really good things in the early game. And most of your draws are live.
I was going to say, this is the toppest of my top end, so.
Yeah. Because, like, more lands is live, more any other card is live, pretty much. Okay, yes.
Now I just want to draw Cultivates for the rest of the game.
Give us the 14 Cultivates that are in the deck.
I know what they drew. Bro, white's nice to see here. Husk. Alright, I'm gonna fight and kill that.
Yeah, especially after you then land like what? It would be 5 damage on your opponent for it? Yeah. Oh, and Cultivate. Good draw.
Yeah,
okay.
And that'll be good on 4.
The turn after.
4, because that'll put me to 6 the turn after.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go Primal Might, target. X equals 2.
You hold Masker Worm until you have at least 1 opponent target, though, right?
I'll like, this looks like a token deck.
Hopefully.
This looks like a deck where, like, Masker Worm is going to kick ass.
I really hope so. So yeah, like, you agree, we're gonna hold it for at least a bit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it on 5, I'm gonna play it, but I want them to play, like, Triplicate Spirits, and then...
Oh, yeah, the, not Spectral Procession, that's a, different card, but there's, I want to say that there is a 5-mana... Oh, no.
Fine.
They might target Palaka Worm instead? No, they're not. They're gonna
not with the natural affinity in my hand, like...
Yeah.
There's no way.
Goodbye, Masker Worm.
Rip in pieces. They're reading natural affinity is what they're doing, and then they're gonna kill our Masker Worm.
Mm-hmm.
So we cultivate. We get, yeah, okay.
You get green and black. You just get both, yeah.
Yeah. I play like a white 2-drop that I get to attack past.
Yeah, play a 1/3.
They missed their 4th land drop.
Ooh, okay, nice. We can punish them for that. Draw 1 more land and Palaka Worm is online, and what else? There you go, that counts.
Yes. I want to cultivate. Okay. So Food Boots is reasonably strong. Hexproof Haste, it's one to equip, means that they might be
Mhm.
able to play some. Welcome to
Yeah,
1 mana black discard spells.
Mhm. You're not getting rid of that block of worm. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Good removal.
Huh. You know what? I have to admit, the M20 and M21 for me are huge blind spots, and it kind of makes sense that they would stop printing good removal again during those
Mm-hmm.
for black. Hello, Fauna Shaman. Doesn't function yet.
Turns any draw into very strong, though. Like, basically, a land is Palaka Worm, and any creature draw. Like, if I draw, like, a, you know...
If they keep on tapping out, by the way.
Yeah, I might be able to just kill them with Natural Affinity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is also a, if they're tapped... Okay. Oh. Odd concession there, but sure.
It makes sense. They kept on ripping.
Yeah,
They probably have a hand
their hand's
that's
like a
just
bunch
not...
of 5-drops.
Yeah, they likely can't play a single thing.
But yeah, this is also a fake Rude Awakening, so...
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you won that off of a questionable but functional keep, and you know that we are dealing with someone who has ways to rip apart your hand, but like bad ways, not the
Yeah.
good ones.
Blackmail's a funny one. Like, it's nice to see the 1-mana discard spells that are like, okay, like, it's not Thoughtseize, but
They're not Thoughtseize or Inquisition of Kozilek, and that's, you know what? If you have all of those in there, I mean, that's basically a deck archetype, right? Like, your opponent doesn't get to play cards you want anymore.
Yeah, I don't think I'm changing
Or just
anything up.
your opponent doesn't get to play cards, period.
I think I keep this as is. Like, there's, like, the Hornet's Nest could come in as, like, a way to block up,
We saw very little about how their deck actually functions on the
Husk,
ground.
you know?
Just Husk, which actually does say a lot, but still.
How aggressive are they? This is...
If they got off the ground properly, they probably could be pretty aggressive.
Yeah. That's not what I want to see.
That's a bad draw. Yeah. Well,
Okay, at least, again, they're slow. They're just fixing up. Really? Oh, they were off color?
oh my. Is that the real secret? The hanger back. Okay.
Yeah, I'll hang her back on one. You kidding me?
Yeah. Hanger back on one just means you build it up slowly instead of dealing with it all in one go.
Yeah. It also might, like, get them to take action right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kill it before I can... I'm just gonna lean back on hanger back. We don't need to read the bones right now.
Yeah. You actually did get a surprisingly good curve out.
Yes. Nice colors.
Yeah, this time they have the full suite.
I didn't think they were off color because they, like, played a land fixing and they were on a lot of, like, cards that just sort of made sense. They only played cards in black either, too, so...
What's the chances that they're not actually
White.
green, with the exception of maybe they were at prime time?
Maybe they just have a Thragtusk hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of one of Thragtusk's powers, is just being eminently splashable.
Alright, so here's Fate's Fetters.
Still, triggered abilities still happen, right?
Yeah.
So if it dies, it still goes off.
Yeah, also we have Rex Sage we can just kill, though.
Yeah.
So that's fine by me. I don't care. Let's go ahead and curve.
I feel like green is the splash and not white.
We are immune to Wrath of Gods right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we will continue to be immune to Wrath of Gods with our death trigger, death trigger, death trigger.
Yeah, we kind of have a theme going on, and I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, a little bit.
So that was a full pass out of our opponent, huh?
Yes. Which is
Just did nothing.
Which makes this Thragtusk very nice to see. This is an aggressive move. Ostracize me. Sorry, ostracize kind of sucks.
Doesn't work if all we got is hands in land. Hold on, lands in hand. Hands in land.
Cool.
Well, you've got mana for the combo now.
Yeah, cultivate to the bottom. Probably fine drawing Knight.
It's another 2 power on the board. They'll die in
Interesting.
very quickly.
Interesting. I think actually I'm gonna
Fauna Shaman instead. Get rid of the Knight and then drop like grab Palaka Worm instead of the
They can't
I know
Wrath.
you can't do it yet.
Again, they can't Wrath. We are just immune to Wrath of Gods right now. If they Wrath, we get like 5 power, and they take 4 damage. Like, I don't believe in Wrath of God, so I'm not playing around it.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Perilous Vault. Exile all non-land permanents. It does circumvent everything except for Thragtusk, right?
Hold on, we can fix this. Acclamation Sage?
Yeah, that fixes it. Yeah. God, I love Fauna Shaman. Fauna Shaman's my Mole Drifter. A card I will play basically unconditionally.
Understandable. You know, Fauna Shaman to grab a Rex Sage is a real powerful.
It's a thing I've done before. I did that in during Magfest.
Yeah, that's just what you do. Oh my god.
Okay, here comes 6 tutus. Draw a creature. You really want to draw a creature, like, really bad.
Yeah, 3 2/2s.
Yeah.
This card's kind of hilarious. It has some silly combos where you can just, like, put a billion cards in your hand and then make a billion zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Treasure hunt combo. As combo as it is, air quotes.
God, come on. You want to activate that, like, right before combat.
Alright, so we get Phyrexian Arena. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. Okay, Terror Thragtusk so that the token can't attack. That is a play that makes sense. Also, you lose some life.
Yeah, I like the secret theme that emerged from this deck just without even thinking about it. There's the affinity. Now any creature. Yeah, I mean they're dead, probably, but or close to dead. Oh right, no, natural affinity just kills them.
I'm just gonna go kill them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk in and play. Look, I can play Rude Awakening. Like what? Sadly, if we had drawn, we had to have actually drawn specifically the Massacre Worm. We didn't have the mana for.
Yeah, it would have been 10 mana otherwise. You're right.
But we had the 10th mana anyway. Yeah, our deck has a pretty cool theme.
Death triggers and just good creatures in general. That was two bad starting hands that turned out
Yeah.
perfectly fine too. I like that.
I'm scared of somebody playing turn 1 Savannah Lions
Oh yeah, you can do
to
that.
8th edition or
Mhm.
or Elite Vanguard. So yeah, I'd like to play first.
Hey, in Rise of the Eldrazi, that was almost keepable.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking of that Clickhole article. How deep is your devotion to Mario? I don't know
How
why.
deep is your devotion to Palaka Worm? You are an obelisk of worship for the Palaka Worm.
You know,
Like I said, this was an almost keepable hand in Rise of the Eldrazi.
I'm sorry. Mole Drifter's the only one I have that level of trust in.
That's fair.
Hmm.
I don't like this.
I like this.
I do like this, yes. Okay. Cavalier and Rexage gone, probably.
Yeah, we can get them back if we need.
Yeah. We want to draw a creature, but these other cards in hand are more important. The Cultivate lets you... All you need is one land of any kind, and all of a sudden this hand is completely on. And it draws back up to 7 anyway, so no big.
Yeah, plus. All right. I need to check game log. One top, one bottom.
Okay, so they had one that they liked, and then one that they didn't. And they drew the one that they liked, so...
Probably, I would guess their other land color.
Mm-hmm. Doomblade's nice backup.
Let's go grab swamps. And we can read the bones next turn.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, that was a fine mold of 5 in particular because of those two cards you had in hand. It basically just brought you back up to 7 anyway, no big. And then read the bones here will put you ahead of them on cards, so...
Can I counter this? Check out.
You know, of all the cards that to get, put on top, a draw spell isn't the worst.
Especially because I
right?
get to play Knight of Infamy and attack for 3.
Yeah. Some of the most relevant text on Fauna Shaman. It's a bear.
Okay, good filler.
There's no 1 mana. That's playable. Yeah.
All right. Next turn, we get to like Cavalier. Ooh, a third color. Attack. That's fine.
I mean, you're actually like ahead in a lot of different ways here, I think.
6 cards in hand is a lot.
Yeah, but it's 6 cards in hand that
All right.
eat their spats. All right. Again, not actually a tremendous amount of problem. Like, you're gonna put them on the bottom to play Cavalier so you don't get rid of them forever.
Yeah. Also, the Cavalier is more likely to hit a swamp, which it might have missed that if we hadn't.
That's fair, yeah.
Cavalier is a good threat because I can pick up like Palaka, replay it. I would like to just play Masker Worm and attack. I'd like them to make a team. Maybe Grave Titan.
Grave Titan would maybe be the worst.
I wouldn't. No, I would. Grave Titan I'd be fine with because we like get 6 out of them and then
Oh yeah, Mascaworm.
Yeah.
It would just kill them if they
Mhm.
attacked twice with it.
Yes. Um, Happy to see our opponent's life total dwindle. Let's pass it back. End step. Opportunity. Jason's ingenuity.
Ends up something, right? They've got 5 cards in hand and they're playing blue. Sublime Epiphany. So they're going to create another little guy and then just bounce your...
And draw.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them
Yeah.
creating more little guys. Right? Like, now we just catch them tapped out and Mascaworm might kill.
So, I've got a very stupid idea. Cavalier of Thorns down in the top 5 finds the what was the card's name? Creates the 2/2s off land. So it creates a 4/4.
Sorry, what did that pick up?
Experimental Overload.
No, that picked up Memory Lapse.
Okay. So far, this cube is basically exactly what we hoped it would be, which is to say, better than we expected. Still kind of like just a weaker modern cube, which is okay.
Now, let's see if they Memory Lapse Cavalier. Okay. Okay. Glad to see a counterspell out of them. Now I want to just kill them with Mascaworm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Mill, huh? Okay. I'm just going to play the Mascaworm here.
That's fair. Yep.
They killed their own.
I get it.
Yep.
I like it. That's spicy. That's good.
They drew 2 off the rebuilding. Steal it. What's your big play here?
Nicol Bolas.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
To steal it. Yeah, they're stealing it.
That one's pretty good.
Oh, look, destroys the patient rebuilding, yeah.
The bolus is at enough to do that again. A little bit of a problem.
It's true. Natural Affinity, there it is.
Yeah, that was the card I wanted to draw. If they kill my Cavalier, which they won't, they'll just steal it. Really?
My plan, my stupid play earlier, by the way, was play Cavalier instead. Then hopefully it hits Natural Affinity. Then Doomblade your own Cavalier to pick up the
Natural Affinity. So yeah. We've got some problems. We have some major issues in this match.
Yes. Things have gone completely off the rails and poorly.
All right. So, I don't want a game against this opponent to go anywhere near long.
Mm-hmm.
How can I fix this? don't have a ton to fix that issue, is the problem. Like, I feel like we have to go under them. Is that, like, that's my read here? Is that, like, we're trying to aggressively go under our opponent? Right. Gonna try this.
Side into something a little more aggressive.
Yeah. Okay, Knight gets to attack for 3 on next turn. This one's good.
Yeah, I'm thinking too, because like if you cultivate instead, next turn you could Joriel and Rager, and that would trigger Joriel.
Yeah. Let's grab some swamps. Like, I could have played Joriel on 2, but I think this is just the more aggressive line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, now this line is on turn 4. You get the 1-2, and they definitely full pass there because they actually plan on countering something.
Or using the tome to draw.
Yeah. It should be 4 creatures on board after this.
If they don't interrupt me, the game ends next turn. Because they can activate Joriel for your team becomes like all 3/3 base. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That just delays it. Because that still will cause Joriel to trigger the turn after.
Yeah. Remember that they have a couple ways to do some sweeping. Oh wow, they're in this position, huh?
Okay, well, they're gonna need one. Yeah, they just drew that off of that. Okay.
Killing
Put
that.
it into your hand is not draw.
Killing that so that this doesn't
Yeah.
gain them 4 life.
Cats.
All right, activation next turn has them dead if they don't have 5 mana. If they have 5 mana, the Aether Spout threat is live. So
If they somehow flood the board with zombies to get in the way, well.
Okay.
All right, that's an Explorer. That's a 5-mana Explorer is what that was.
They're at 11.
They're dead to 4 damage. Also, high Phyrexian Arena. Gotta love that.
No, they're dead to, like, this makes my team all 3/3s.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know why I said what I said when the thing you said was what my brain thought, but my mouth disagreed. Yeah, because this is an activated ability that it would be extremely difficult for them on 2 mana to have counter target activated ability. I want to say the only card that would do that costs 3 in this format, if it does happen.
Okay. All right, that was nice. That was good. That went very well. They didn't have a sweeper, and they were forced. That was what I wanted from our aggression.
Yeah. I think that functioned plenty well. You can probably just ship it back, right?
Yeah,
Do you think you have anything?
This was the only other thought. Bring in one for it, or one mountain and the Hadoken to try to catch
having
them.
the Hadoukens coming out isn't a bad idea, but like I want to say the chances of it being relevant are extremely, extremely low.
Basically, it would be they tap out for Bolus.
Yeah.
And we respond by killing them.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it would be real. Other than that, it probably wouldn't be.
You would have to replace something.
I'd replace a forest because we cut Palaka. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Let's bring in a Hadoken.
Okay. And do you get rid of the Elvish Rejuvenator?
It's either that or Wood Elves, like kind of the
Wood
same
Elves
card.
Functions better for the Fireball, I want to say. Being that it is a card that grabs a forest and then puts it onto the battlefield without tapping it.
Yeah. Alright. We put in a Hadoken just in case.
The backup Hadoken. There it is.
Yeah. Like, we have to get them to, like, 7 beforehand anyway, but, like, this deck has shown that it actually has ramp.
Yeah.
Well.
Cultivate by itself is pretty real ramp. This is so close to being good. It's so close to being good.
Alright, we can keep this. I'm gonna get rid of Primal Might.
Yeah, okay. This one's good.
Okay.
So this is a hand that's going to ramp into Cavalier of Thorns on turn 2, I think, right? Not turn 2, sorry, turn 3?
Yes.
Turn 4.
No, turn 3 with that Llanowar Elf draw.
Okay, yeah. All right, good. Nice.
Okay. Fine.
All right, now turn 4.
So, by the way, because the Felwar Stone taps for red...
Oh, yeah! Now we're talking.
I can now
You don't need to grab
hide.
the, Yeah, you don't need to reveal the fact that you put, Mountain in the deck.
Yeah. Damn, they drew their blue. They missed a land drop there. They're thinking about tapping out for Tomebound Lich. Which is probably fine. Rager. Rager's good. I like Rager.
Rager means Thorns is completely safe to pull out. Also, Rancor on the Cavalier here is actually super good. 7/6 Reach Trample. Excellent.
Yeah. I want to do that just right now or just wait on it?
Even if you draw a Massacre Worm, you could do both in the same turn. So I wouldn't bother.
I'm going to do it so that they can't memory lapse it.
Also fair. Okay. Is that a hint that they're going to board wipe?
I didn't block because Languish is a card I know exists in core sets.
Makes sense.
Okay, this is actually really good. Now, the thing that's sweet here is that we're attacking and putting them at quite a low life total. We might be able to Hadouken them out of this.
Let's attacking.
Okay, this looks like they might Aether Spout the attack. That's fine. I will still accept it if they do.
And if they don't, well, you just put them on 3, and that's cool.
So Joriel actually represents 2 lethal threats. Because we could pump Joriel to a 3/3. Okay.
Okay, they had removal in hand, but it was targeted towards things that were small rather than
3
big.
CMCs. They had a smother.
Yeah.
This turn they could go for the super move of...
Spend it now, yeah, makes sense.
You're just going to get rid of that, and I don't care if you get rid of Swamp. Alright, you need to removal this or you die. Mind control? Time warp, okay. Then they're going to untap land... Agent of Treachery? Okay. Alright, top deck Fireball wins this game. Not good enough.
2/3.
Not good enough. I probably still play it.
It's a 6/6. 6/5. Not a 6/6.
Guess I shouldn't have disfigured, huh? Is that rebuilding? They can't attack with the Cavalier.
Disfigured only would have brought them to 1.
Yeah.
It's not a huge difference.
Again, Fireball at any time.
Yeah, Rip and Fireball would do it.
Rager looks nice. No, Disfigure would have gotten discarded, but the 2/2 would have been in play.
Yeah, so it would have dealt 2 damage to your opponent if Massacre Worm comes down. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they would be on 1, and then Massacre Worm could attack, and they'd die on the attack, because they would die to the trigger effect. Instead of here, where they're not dying to the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a bad spot. I can attack them to 1. But then they can, like, redraw Time Warp. So yeah, playing the Disfigure actually did lose the game, in hindsight. They would have been at 1, and then Massacre Worm could attack them for lethal. They milled... No! Fuck.
Dang.
Yeah, it's only a hindsight one, not a like you fucked up. It's just like very clearly like here. It's like, well,
it's an unfortunate result one, not a we made a mistake one.
Yeah, if we can kill the Cavalier of Thorns, this game ends.
I mean, if they attack in with it, it does it. But
what is this? That's extremely incorrect. These are some of the worst. This is like worst possible draws. We have 5 lands in the grave, 7, 8, 9 lands. There's only 3 lands left in the deck.
In your 14 cards, huh? All right.
Yeah. They also draw a card every time we mill a land. Would it make sense to attack with a worm? The problem is, if I don't kill them immediately, Cavalier of Thorns lets them buy back, like, Time Warp. And I feel like I don't win from that position.
It wasn't that bad when they played it first, but now it would be because they've got the mana to actually take advantage of both turns.
Yeah. So, like, now I'm waiting. I get Rancor back, sure, but my opponent kills me for it. Like, they get 2 upkeeps from Patient Rebuilding, draw 12 cards. Like, I never get another turn. Like, I could do it and you could watch us lose.
Did you play Reclamation Sage?
I have not played Rex Age, no. Right now, what am I looking to draw?
Because the thing is if you do get Reclamation Sage, you can destroy the Rancor, which then goes to your grave, then comes back to your hand, right?
Yeah, and that would be enough to kill them.
Yeah, so Rex Sage would be a winning draw as far as we know, but it could also just get countered. So it's not like a guaranteed winning draw.
They don't have the big counter spell, or else they would have just copied the Agent of Treachery and stolen the Massacre Worm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I attack, they block Cavalier, they go to 1, they get Time Warp back, they pass, untap with Time Warp, mill 3, and then like Bolus would end us. I don't see a winning line where I attack this turn.
I don't think so either. My gut doesn't say anything. I'm not thinking as hard about it as you are, but
Natural Affinity was one of the other draws I was looking for. It's obviously the full attackers. This is Bolus.
Yep. So there goes the Massacre Worm. Means that if you did attack him with Massacre Worm previous turn, that would have been like Time Warp into Bolus, which is just as bad, if not worse. Hi, Hero Mountain. Hi.
Alright.
I don't think there's any. Yeah,
So we got under them, and one of them, they just attack next turn and we die. Like, there's no continuing this game. The hell, they can steal Rager still, because this is double mind control.
You had a number of turns there that could have won you the game still, but it just didn't happen.
It may have been better if I would have just traded off the worm earlier, but even there, the fact that they get back their time walk, like, is really the killer. Like, I give them 2 turns back if I hand them back their turn, and they were in a position to take advantage of those. So I feel good about the choices we made getting to that part in the game. I just think we needed to be... Keep this.
This is good.
Removal, a lot of 3-drops, good cards.
Draw a single land and everything's online.
Even if it isn't.
Swamp preferred.
Yeah. This looks nice. Okay. Let's see what Misha64 has going on. Oh, shit. Well...
Scary. If you don't draw that land, this is the game's probably over already. I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'll be cool to be able to see that game from the other side. That's nice to know. Playing this. Get some board presence. Yeah, I boarded out the worm because I felt like I never was going to resolve worm.
Yeah.
Like they showed such a consistent stream of counterspells. I thought it was going to be oh my god. Well,
If they are somehow actually for real just playing goblins, that'd be incredible. Nice. I like that.
what do I want to do here?
Primal Might and attack. That would take out both of their creatures in an ideal situation.
Oh, I want to take
Because
out
you'd
both.
go up to 4/4, swing in after taking out the Goblin King. They have a 1/1. It would be a 2-for-1.
Well, they're not
If
blocking.
or you do 4.
This doesn't force a block.
Yeah.
Like they just take 4. There's no way a red deck would choose to chump block with their aggressive creature.
Hmm. I'm only recommending it purely off the back of you have another removal spell in hand.
Yeah.
You could also just Wood Elves for a 1/1. There's a number of different plays here.
I want this off the table. And like the problem is I don't want to have to use this while they have mana up and they could like shock to counter it.
Mm-hmm.
So this has 2 toughness. They can't block and kill it, so they just have to take 4. We can hold it back, but this is a frenzied goblin. Like it can force its way through. I can't actually stop that. Oh my god.
If you didn't get rid of that Goblin King,
I want to draw land.
this would be 3/3s.
Mm-hmm. Want to draw land right now.
So you can Wood Elves and Doomblade in the same turn.
Indeed. Any land will do it. Any untapped land will do it. Sorry. Oh god, deck.
Rupture Spire
shit,
is coming
deck.
down, and you know it now.
If I draw Rupture Spire, I can still Doomblade and play the Rupture Spire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, deck. Two cards in hand for our opponent.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, getting rid of all of their lords is choice,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm.
Here comes Chain Whirler.
The trash man.
Whoa! Wow! Whew!
The trash master. All right.
Guess do you want to destroy that instead?
No. I'm gonna kill this so it doesn't have haste.
Yeah.
They can still attack for 2, and I can't stop them. Like, there's no point in trying to fight that because they can just they can use this red to make sure Fauna Shaman can't block.
Mm-hmm.
The hope is that I draw a land or I need to be more specific when I say these things. I wanted to be able to go grab Thragtusk and play it.
That's fair, yeah.
We're gonna play Rager. That's nice. That's very nice. All right. This leaves back enough blockers where we can block and kill the trash. So it's
straight up Goblin Tribal.
Yeah, this is straight up Goblin Tribal. Every card they played is Goblin. They played 3 Goblin Lords in the last turn. You know.
Yeah, that was 3 Goblin Lords running.
I'm still gonna discard this Rex Age to go grab Thragtusk or Palaka Worm. Probably Thragtusk. To be real, I want to be able to cast it.
Yeah. It's a similar amount of power.
Mm-hmm.
Not a similar. It's a similar amount of life gain to power and everything. It's most relevantly, it's a source of life gain against mono red deck that is enough that it probably pulls you at least one more turn ahead, and they've not shown any way to, fill up their hand again.
I'm doing this. We don't have triple black, but Massacre Worm against this deck. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's a world where Massacre Worm against this deck is just the game, right?
Yeah. If they don't have all their lords out.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mask Worm. Rager swings in, right? Yeah.
So let's get damage in where we can. It occurred to me that it's been an hour and I haven't given you the eyes.
I've just been punching without it. It's not a big deal.
Got her snipe. Alright. Top deck of Black Source, and this ends here. Indignation. Goodbye.
And we just swing in and kill your opponent. Sure, they can block the Wood Elves. Still does do damage to them.
Yeah, I think I actually might leave the Wood Elves back to block, because, like, that's not lethal.
Sure.
Their Gutter Snipe is a 3-3 because of the Goblin Lord. They're dead as hell, though. I don't know what the hell they draw that would kill us, but...
Yeah.
So...
They were digging. They're actually in the process of digging through their deck right now, seeing if... Is there any way I can deal with a Massacre Worm?
So, Goblin Tribal.
I've not seen Goblin Tribal in a long time.
Goblin Tribal. Do you know what beats Goblin Tribal, everybody?
Oh, yeah. It's bees.
It's bees.
Bees destroy goblins.
Bees,
the anti-goblin archetype. Mono bees.
Mono bees. What else could beat them but bees? Okay, and we get bees in.
The bees are back. Unleash the bees.
The pain. What do I cut?
It worked pretty well, is the thing, right? Like,
I want the bees in. This is a 100% in. I just don't know what I want out. Like, we can't cut the top end because they both win the game.
Yeah.
Maybe just like Rejuvenator or something like that.
Yeah, probably. I like having Wood Elves in still, but...
That card does a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see if the bees can get there. The other thing we could do would be, oh, this looks sweet.
Yeah, Felwar Stone on 2, Fertile Ground as well.
Yeah, this is a really good hand. Disfigure as well. Like,
that's anti-aggression.
Okay. Going pretty well. I think the cube was exactly as we expected. Oh, wow. Which is to
That's the
say,
worm holding that hope.
which is to say, we thought that the cube sounded like it was going to be a lot worse than it was, and the cube would be fine, and the bar it would be above that bar, and it basically is.
Yeah.
I'm going to take 3 here. This sucks. I can disfigure that, but
For the 1/1, you'd have to do it now.
problem is I'm not going to be able to cast this disfigure on the next couple turns.
Yeah, if you want to do it now, go for it.
This is going to suck because they're going to play a chieftain on 3 and make this look really bad. But I kind of have to. Okay.
Rupture Spiring now would be the worst.
Yeah, let's just go... Belmar Stone. Okay, so here comes a Lord and we take 4. Chandra. And here comes Chandra and we take 4.
Yeah, same result.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes me feel good about this figure now, at least.
Yeah, because that would have been us taking 7.
Yeah.
Massacre Worm looking really strong here.
Massacre Worm looking at super choice. Thragtusk is actually a fantastic rip, too. Like, hell yeah. It's not the ideal, but it's super good still.
Okay. Trash comes down. Attack for 6.
This is game 2.
Yeah, this is game. We're doing
Up
fine. We're up a game, so. This is goblins. Like, they played 3 goblin lords last game.
They played 3 Goblin Lords running.
Yeah, they went it was
Goblin
turn 3
King.
king, then chieftain, then trash. Like, it was every card they played in game 1 except for Chandra was goblins, and that follows they played a different Chandra last game.
They played a different Chandra game. They played a different Chandra this game. And otherwise they've played exclusively goblins. This is Chandra and her bunch of friends. I keep on saying Chandra because I actually know someone named Chandra. And he's, he corrected me from Chandra when I first met him. And so anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. This is Chandra and a whole bunch of her goblin friends.
All right. I think I want Cavalier here. So the reasoning being, if I Cavalier, I can also play the Knight. And that would let me, like, threaten the Chandra a little bit.
That's fair. And I don't necessarily think you'll take 12 if you do.
That's the other thing, is I would literally have to take 12 damage to die.
Yeah. And Thragtusk will pull you back out of that.
Because this land comes in untapped. That's one of the tricks about the land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We also have
Cavalier, Poison Tip, Archer, and Terror discarded.
Okay. Terror is a good pickup.
Yeah. If they, like, do something to get the Cavalier out of the way, but I actually don't know what at this point.
Threaten.
Yeah, that's fair.
A literal threaten. Of all the things they could do, that's like the most scary, right? It's just literal ass threaten.
A lot of that's true of a lot of the time when you're playing against a mono red.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me.
Stupid love struck beast. Yeah.
Sorry.
So they have to think pretty deeply because a large green creature has appeared. And, like, what do?
They're really deep in the tank about like what they're gonna do with your 5/6, I guess.
Well, it's hard.
Yeah,
It's got
it's a
six.
5/6.
It's got six toughness.
That's really tough.
No, I mean that's the thing. Bio, like this isn't like.
This actually isn't just a bunch of creatures with keyword. That's what we
Yeah.
were like hoping it wasn't gonna be.
Yeah,
And it turns out it wasn't. There's enough like interesting stuff in here that again, it's a little bit less out there than the modern cube, but it's very similar to the modern cube, all things considered.
like our round 2 opponent like just kept stealing all our best plays.
Yeah.
Our round 1 opponent, they felt like they were off color trying to do some greedy token stuff. But
Yeah.
like, you know, blackmail and ostracize. Right. I mean, we Fauna Shaman discarded a Wood Elf or whatever to go grab a Rex Sage to kill, you know,
We activated
a disc.
Reclamation Sage to go grab something, to go grab a... Sorry, we reactivated Fauna Shaman to go grab a Reclamation Sage, which... To kill a relevant, I believe it was an enchantment. So... I feel like that's a pretty good, like, hallmark of... This actually is a format that makes sense. It works. There is actual complexity to it.
I'm actually trading the knight here.
Just get as many goblins off the table as possible.
They're probably going to flashback with Chandra, just replay the Dragon Fodder. The reason
I
I'm
don't
doing...
want to have them, leave them have 4 of them.
Yeah, I think that... Oh, I think the knight's never doing anything but trading with a goblin token. It's the reason I made this play in the first place.
Fair enough.
Hi. What a good friend.
So, get rid of that gutter snipe.
Or hold it for a lord. And my life total's not in range of gutter snipe with 2 cards in hand. I'm more worried about like I'm more worried about a lord than gutter snipe right now with 2 cards in hand.
I personally feel like the train down here is actually going to be like they grab a shock or bolt and then they're going to play it twice on you, and that's going to also deal 4 damage to you.
I can respond to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough.
I'd take 2, but I could respond to that. Shit. All right. Okay. This is not a goblin until it's in play.
So the only thing they're grabbing here is Frenzy Goblin, a 1/1. A 1/1 that can attack through, but it's still just a 1/1.
That's actually quite scary because it can attack through and like force no blocks, right? Like good misses though. That could have been a lot worse.
Well, Frenzy Goblin can only activate once, right? It can only target 1 creature.
Yes, but its target creature can't block end of line. It's not target creature can't block.
Okay, yeah.
Like Frenzy Goblin. And so like if they do that on Thragtusk, all of a sudden Thragtusk cannot block anything.
Right.
Is
okay.
the problem.
Yeah, those were going to attack in regardless.
This attack is nothing.
I want Mask Worm.
Yeah, same.
You ever see an opponent who gets just so completely, unbelievably destroyed by a Mask Worm?
We play it and they die.
Yeah.
Like they take 8 damage and then we attack for okay, they don't die, they go to 2. Acceptable worm.
Good worm. Thumbs up. Good worm. Love that guy. Just thinking about Palaka Worm, you know? Hello, opponent. Here's our 7/7 trampler. Chandra's dead.
I'm gonna pressure you. Like, this is your problem now, I think.
You've gained 12 life off of 2 cards. Thragtusk and Palakaworm, 2 best friends together at last. In no other realm.
Yeah, like, this is your problem now. Like, you find your own way to kill me. I don't know. Like, it would have to be what? Land, threaten, double the attack of a creature you control. Okay, so this is their best attack. Because they get to play Frenzy Goblin. Frenzy Goblin has haste, and they get to attack for 3/2/2, 3/2/2, 14, which would have killed me. But they're at 10.
And you do have a trampler.
Yeah, they can't attack all out or they die. And if they leave any less than 3 blockers back, they die. Okay, so that makes it 16. If the final card in their hand is Fire Blast, there's no.
That's not been printed in a core set, right?
Yeah, no, that's not. That's Mirage. Yeah, it's not enough. Because yeah, they make sure my Blocker Worm can't block. They have to pay the red for it, so that's why Bolt isn't an option for the draw there.
Yeah, and also they would have just played Bolt, flashback bolted if they had it, and that would have killed you.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna delete a blocker.
And then you hit them for 12 minimum. Yeah. They left back exactly enough to block on board as opposed to preparing because if they did in fact leave more back, then if you had the kill spell, you would have targeted the Lord instead.
Yep. All right.
Makes sense.
All right, that was quick. I think I'm just gonna do a second one of these.
Okay, I can hang out for that too.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to tag in, I can pop out for it.
Yeah, like that was really quick, and like I kind of want to see a little more of this.
It's again better than we expected, which is actually what we expected.
Yes, like it's funny to say that. Like I know that my bar was low, but because that was true, I just assumed it was going to be better than what I expected by the name Core Set Cube. So
yeah.
There's some mountains. All right, one moment here. Just gonna clip the recording.